guys, how's it going?
Hello.
Just wanted to pop in and say hi real quick. I'm gonna go grab a shower, but I'll see you guys at the ground at Truth and Consequences.
Awesome. See you, Mike. Man. That just means, I was gonna say, it just means you get to fly in real life, so that's all right. All right.
I'm getting really annoyed at the fact that every time I do a freaking Windows update, that my audio gets screwed up in OBS. That's starting to really piss me off. Thank you, Kurt, for letting me know I'm muted, which means I now have to go through everything I was just saying before. Hello. Thank you for coming in today. I am starting this stream a little bit on the early side. The Virtuous Safe Flying Club event starts at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. So that is about, let's call it 37 minutes from now, 36 minutes from now. I'll be doing the briefing for the event. But I am going to get my plane all started up before that because I do want to lead the pack outbound. So I'm going to get my plane started before the briefing starts. What I was trying to say before, while you guys couldn't hear me while my mic is muted, this is probably going to be my last stream of 2023 because I am going to be very busy from now until the end of the year. I hold a line in December. It's a very hefty line, and even on my days off, I'm going to be trying to pick up a ton of overtime. And the 1 week that I don't plan on picking up overtime is JetBlue Hockey, where I'll be up in Boston doing that. So I really, truly just don't know if I'm going to be able to commit any time to the sim, to the ATC stuff, flight sim, stream, anything really in December. It's going to be a really incredibly busy month for me to close out the year. So this very well could be the last time that I'm able to do a flight sim stream or any kind of stream on this channel until the new year. So welcome on in. And hopefully it's going to be a good one. We got a nice big Virtuous Safe Flying Club event tonight. One of our old school little group flight. Everyone's going to fly from point to point in a single file line. We're going to go from Truth or Consequences, Albuquerque to Double Eagle, which is right outside of Albuquerque, and I mean New Mexico. I'm all over the place right now so far to start this stream, but welcome on in. Again, I'm really bummed that my mic wasn't working to start. I really hate that my settings keep getting jacked up every time Windows updates. Every time that I start OBS here. But yeah, this is going to be a very busy month for me in December, and really even for the end of this month I'm going to be busy, so I'm not going to have much time to dedicate to the sim or the stream until the end of the year. So this could be the last one of the year. But it's been a good year. So I'm looking forward to it. Of course, we got the big Flying Club event tonight. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to get, like I said, in a little bit, I'm going to start my airplane and just kind of let it sit running. We're going to make sure I'm going to throw on a little bit extra gas, actually, just for this reason. Because I'm going to be starting this airplane, running it up and letting it run, and then I'm going to do the Flying Club briefing for the event tonight. And because I want to be the first aircraft out tonight out of Truth or Consequences here, that's going to be the reason for me getting it started early, getting the stream started early, going through the briefing, and then getting the flight taken care of up to Double Eagle, just outside of Albuquerque this evening. So that really is that's all part of the plan for tonight, and why I'm getting started up early. So let's go ahead and go through it. I'm going to go right to, and I'm going to be off screen here for a second looking at the checklist so you guys can see it. It's right over here. I'll be looking at the checklist for this airplane. And we're going to go right through and get started and go and do a startup and everything, and then we're just going to let it run. So let's go ahead and...
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hey, Charlie, are you guys hear me okay?
Oh boy, I hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Good lord. I'm an absolute mess to start this stream, chat. Just an absolute
Hey, Charlie.
mess to start the stream.
Okay.
Alright, so here we
how's the
go.
audio?
Let's see. Battery. Flaps, fuel gauges, everything's good. Fire detection.
Let's fly away.
Oh, it would probably help if I actually have the sound on
Subscribed.
for the Sim 2. God, I am such a professional streamer, chat. I really got everything going, firing at all cylinders so far to start this stream. Jeez, oh man. Okay, that works. We'll check all the gas messages. This is a pretty horrendous start to a stream. I'm just gonna set this real quick. I plan on going up to 9,500 for my VFR cruise in this thing tonight, so we'll go ahead and just set 9,500. And now we'll go ahead and start the auto engine start using battery checklist.
Curtizi just subscribed.
Melvin Leroy, thank you for the 44 months. I really appreciate it. And Kurt Deasy, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate you joining into the sub. We got a little level 1 hype train. That's not something that happens too commonly on this stream, so thank you very much. I appreciate you guys for that. Unfortunately, I don't have a nice I like the train like you did Melvin Leroy, but I don't have one of those. Should probably work on that. But I'm not a professional streamer like Mr. Leroy, so where was I in this checklist? Oh yeah, we're gonna start this checklist. Alright, so battery voltage 24 to 26, we've got 25.3. Fuel pump, go to manual. You'd see left and right fuel pump on, it's blocked by that inset, that's fine. We'll go ignition, you'd see that come up there too. It looks like ignition on, so we're good there. We'll clear the prop area, clear left, clear right, clear prop. We'll go ahead and engage the starter. Now we don't want to introduce the condition lever until all this stuff stabilizes down here, otherwise we're going to overheat the engine. Ask me how I know. I've done it twice. That's how I know. So we'll wait. Everything's stable. So now I'll introduce the condition lever, and we should get a clean start. Trial and error is how I failed that the first time. And the second time, I don't know what I did. I think I was just in a rush. So it goes to show you why you should never be in a rush. Now again, this poor airplane's going to get started up only to sit on the ramp here for about half an hour while I go through a briefing before I finally take off. But that's fine, we got plenty of extra fuel on board, so I'm not worried about that. Alright, so we got the starters disengaged, we can close that right there. Oil pressure is good, NG is good, condition lever run, ITT is good, we're all good there. Alright, everything is good. So now we can put the generator switch on, the alternator switch on, fuel pump can go to auto, ignition off for now, and oil pressure check, minimum 60 psi, we got 113. That is normal. So that checklist is complete. Now we'll go through the 4 taxi checklist. Avionics on. MFD, press enter. CAS messages, noted. Autopilot pre-flight. Good. Pitot switch on. Pitot heat switch, I should say, on. Operating. Off. Whole thing. Good. Taxi regulator light switch. Taxi. Cabin climate controls as required. So usually it's going to be air conditioner on, low, and about this setting gives us a nice, comfortable 21 degrees C temperature. Radios and avionics, we're going to start on Unicom 122.8. That actually happens to also be the CTAF frequency for truth and consequences in the real world. So even though we are allowed to use real world CTAF for the Virtually Safe Flying Club, sometimes it just happens to also be VATSIM's Unicom 122.8. It just happens to work out that way sometimes. Flaps are retracted. Elevator trim is set for the takeoff range. It sure is. We'll get the rudder trim set into the green here, so we got to go right about 2 to 3. Right about there, in the green. Rudder trim is set. Bleed air. Push in. Cabin pressure dump switch. Verify position. Closed. KTCS, cabin comfort switch, normal. Destination elevation, they still haven't put that in, I don't think, yet, so we're not worried about that. Include the storm warn test.
Stall, 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 stall.
Altimeters are set, parking brake. We're not going to release yet because we're going to do a run-up, and then we're obviously going to be sitting here for a while as we wait for the briefing to start at 7:45. But we will run it up. So I'm going to pull up the engine run-up checklist. So the parking brake is set. We want the power lever now to go to 1900 RPM. We got to be careful because it happens quick, this RPM game. Let's see if I can get it close to 1900 RPM here. I would say that's pretty close right there, chat. Pretty close, so we'll take that as it. We're going to do the overspeed governor test switch. We got to press and hold. And we're going to check and see that we're going to have a drop, about a what is it? It says about a 60 RPM drop. Which we did have about a 60 RPM drop, so we're good on that. Power level, idle. Reverse lockout switch. Hold. We're going to try and put it into beta. It locks us out. We'll release it. Generator switch off. We should see the alternator take the load. It does. It's got the full 93 on the amps. Put the generator back on. And they're nice and even at 47 and 47. That's a run-up. Checklist complete. And like I said, we're now going to let the airplane just kind of run. Let it run on the engine. She'll be fine. In theory, hopefully. And we're going to... I'm going to set a vertical speed here to start before we get into flight level change down the road. We'll do 1,500 feet a minute to start. And we're just going to let the airplane sit, and we're going to wait. We got about 25 minutes before the club has the briefing. The airplane should be plenty good. I guess I should remove the chocks before I forget, because I will forget that down the road, so let me do that real quick. We will keep, again, the park brake's on, so the airplane's not going to go anywhere. We got plenty of gas, so we can sit here for a hot minute. A lot of other flying club members starting to load up down there, as you can see. So we'll just give you a nice little view like this for now, while we wait for the briefing to start at 7:45 Eastern. And talk for a little bit. So again, I have a pretty lucrative line in December. I'm slated to work about 90 hours of block time in December currently, and that's without picking up any extra time, which I plan to do. Now, I worked, so far this year, I've blocked about 98 hours of flight time the entire year so far, and I'm currently slated to block 90 hours of flight time in December. So I'm going to fly almost as much in December as I did the entire rest of the year combined, if you can believe that. That's kind of how little I've been getting called in off of reserve. I did get my landing currency done this past week, which is good, so I do not have to worry about that before going into December. It's a nice thing to have for peace of mind. But I am going to be doing a lot of work for JetBlue coming up in December, and I'm looking forward to it because I really just haven't flown a whole lot in this year, and so it'll be nice for me to go, make a decent amount of money, get some flights in, kind of really get comfortable with the Airbus all over again. Not that I would say I'm uncomfortable with it now, but really, you know, it's tough to get a feel when I'm only getting like 3 or 4 landings every few months. So it'll be nice to actually have like a full slate, go back on some overnights. I'm sure Sarah is actually probably looking forward to having the apartment to herself finally for some time, because I really have been home for almost the entire year straight since we moved into the apartment. So I'm sure she's looking forward a little bit to that too. The downside is that I do not have any weekends off. I do not have any of the holidays off, so I'm working Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I'm working all of those days. I did get off for JetBlue hockey, though, December 13th, 14th, up in Boston, so that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to playing hockey again with the JetBlue guys up there, so that is a good thing. I was able to get that off. But otherwise, it's going to be a very busy month. What's my favorite overnight? Definitely Aruba. Aruba is by far my favorite overnight. I do not have any Aruba overnights in December. My overnights, I actually have a lot of either Kennedy or Westchester or in-base Newark overnights, surprisingly. But I do have Santiago, I do have some Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, a couple other, I think I have a DC overnight. So, you know, nothing too remarkable when it comes to the overnights, to be honest. But I'm just looking forward to really getting back to a full slate, and I'm looking forward to making some money. You know, like I said, I'm currently slated to credit about 92 hours, when all I've been getting on reserve is the min guarantee of 75. So it's big. It's gonna be a nice little. It's gonna be nice to start the new year off right with a couple of decent paychecks. Let's put it that way. So it's gonna be a good thing, and like, I might be able to double up my flight time for the year in just the month of December if I'm able to pick up enough overtime, which would be hilarious, but also good for the wallet. So it's a good thing. I do feel bad that I'm not going to be able to do a ton of flight sim. I'm not going to be able to do, I don't think I'm going to be able to do a single Virtue Safe Flying Club event in December. I'm not hosting any. In the 5 that are scheduled, I don't think I'm off for any of them. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do any Virtue Safe Flying Club events in December, which is a bit of a bummer. I'm really not going to have time to do any kind of VATSIM of any kind, or any stream of any kind. Maybe I could try and sneak one in on the night before I go to Jibble Hockey, but I also got to see how I feel that night, so we'll see. But there is a good probability that this is the last time you guys are going to see me streaming in 2023. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for the level 1 hype train earlier, Kurt Deasy and Melvin Leroy with the subscriptions. I really appreciate you guys. And I'm looking forward to this event tonight. I'll give you guys on the stream a preview of what we got going on tonight. The Flying Club is doing just a pretty standard group flight. We haven't really done a traditional group flight in a while. When we first started the Virtue Safe Flying Club, a lot of our flying was just kind of a point-to-point group flight. So this is going to be a little bit old school for the Flying Club, if you will. We're going to depart at a double eagle off of runway 13. Since the wind is 19012, goes 26. We'll all kind of make a little bit of like a modified left crosswind departure to kind of join up on the Rio Grande River here. And just follow the river more or less, river and Route 25, it looks like, up till we get towards the Albuquerque/Charlie. We're going to skirt the Charlie and then enter Double Eagle, so we can avoid the airspace there, either above or to, or excuse me, either below it or to the west of it. We're also going to stay to the west here of these restricted area. What is this? We're going to also stay west of this restricted area. So that's really the plan for tonight's simple group flight. It's not going to take us very long in the Meridian, maybe like a half an hour to 45 minutes at the most. Not a super long flight time. We're going to be leading the pack, which is why I decided to choose something a little bit on the faster side. Thanks for coming today.
Somewhat quiet and clear.
Hey, David, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, we're just hanging tight now, chat. We're going to wait till it's time for the briefing at 7:45, so we got a little bit of time. Again, the airplane's got plenty of gas, so it's not an issue for it to kind of just sit here idle, running up right now as we wait. We'll kind of continue our taxi checklist here once we get moving before takeoff and all of that. So as I was telling my stream, this is probably not only the last time I'm going to be able to stream in 2023, but this is going to be the last Virtue Safe Flying Club event I'm going to be able to do for this year, just because of how busy I'm about to be through now to the end of the year. So I appreciate you guys for being here. I'll probably end up repeating myself again at the start of the briefing at 7:45 for everyone else that joins in, but just want to quickly say thank you to everyone who's here already for being a part of the club and doing the flight tonight. And again, be ready for a repeat at 7:45 for that. We got a little spammy
As
spam
usual, it
in
takes
the
me
stream.
3 attempts on each engine to get the DC-3 started.
Go ahead and be blocked, sir. Thanks for trying.
Hey, 261. Any pilot radio check?
Loud and clear, 505.
Thank you. Just on 172, further consequences in attack. It was passed through runway 13 for immediate departure. They gotta get early departure. They got a arrival deadline up in Double Eagle. I think they were really at the half line.
Go ahead.
7 Charlie, that's runway 13.
Once again, chat, thanks for coming in today. Welcome aboard. We've got the airplane running a little bit early. We're going to let it sit idle. Hopefully it doesn't break the sim or break the airplane. It shouldn't, I don't think. We got the parking brake set. We got about, I would say about 15 minutes until the briefing for the emergency flying club. So we're getting pretty close on that end. Got some flying club members starting to trickle in. Thank you for tuning in, for being with us tonight. We saw the one guy that was moving right along there. We got one member that has a bit of a deadline tonight, time restriction, so he's going to go ahead and get started early, which is fine. Not an issue there. Otherwise, for the big pack, I will be leading the way tonight. It's going to be just like old times.
Check gear.
Why am I...
Check gear.
Why am I check gear in plane? I don't understand.
Check gear.
Oh, apparently I hit a button. I realize now that my joystick is still connected, and that is screwing with my sim here. So hopefully that won't actually be an issue going forward. Let me real quickly. I think we should be all right. Hopefully, we won't have any side effects from that. But I just realized messing with this screwed with that a little bit. Hopefully, we didn't break the airplane just now. Cross that bridge when we get there. Decided to go with this livery tonight. Got a nice little set coming here. There are 2 consequences. I think I'm about an hour early to real time because it was going to be dark, and I prefer not to fly in total darkness. It's probably going to be pretty dark when we get to Double Eagle, but at least we'll have a little bit of golden hour to kind of start the stream, at least, which will be nice. Down here in New Mexico.
Consequence of traffic, 7172, and the number 1 passenger, back to the 11 o'clock.
Pretty good sized number of members that are starting to trickle into the Discord. Expecting a pretty good turnout. We had 21 people acknowledge the event information in the attendance channel, so I'm expecting a pretty large turnout tonight. Maybe somewhere close to 20. So hopefully we'll have some more guys start trickling in for the briefing that's going to start shortly. Flying club members there off to our left. We got our one guy that's got to leave a little early. It just took off. Look at that. Perfect time to look out to the left there. That was some damn good timing. A little little bit of sim lag though. That was all right, interesting. That was some good timing right there, chat. Take that. Again, sorry for the audio issues. I had to start a stream. Every time Windows updates now, I'm gonna have to check OBS because it screws something up.
There's a consequence of traffic, customer 72 departed area after 100 feet, the consequences, to the north.
Charles, if you want to pick up flight following, my friend, it's on 127.85 is the center that would be covering for flight following on a truth or consequences if you wanted to pick up flight following.
Thanks for that.
I'll also talk more about that in the actual briefing here in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how do you know that?
I straight up just messaged one of the center controllers and said who would be the guy.
Okay.
Sometimes
What's
you
the
just
magic
gotta-
number?
Yeah, it's like, which one of you guys would be covering flight following on a truth and consequences? Figured out which guy and then messaged the guy and said, are you going to be able to take flight following from a bunch of us tonight? He said, send it. So, we're going to send it.
Yeah, I can pick. That particular controller's pretty good. He knows what he's doing.
Everyone's starting to trickle in. Welcome and thank you for coming in today. We got the briefing started here in just about 10 minutes. Outside. Okay, we're just waiting for about 9 more minutes before we start the flying club briefing. If we want to take a look real quick, here is the actual briefing for the event. This is the Black Friday special group flight from Truth or Consequences to Double Eagle. We are supplementing Albuquerque's event tonight. They have an FNO between like Phoenix and Albuquerque where you're flying into Double Eagle, which is just outside of Albuquerque. So we're supplementing their event tonight. I'm also doing a Virtuous Safe Flying Club hat giveaway as part of this, so any of the participating club members are going to be eligible to win a hat if they don't already own one. If you already own one, please don't, make sure you tell me that you already have one. Any general aviation prop or helicopter they wish, no jets please, even though someone already said they're going to be flying a jet, but there's only so much I can do. Streamception. Taking off high elevation to high elevation. We're going to be up there about a little over a mile high when we get into Double Eagle. Just under a mile high over here at Truth and Consequences. Definitely a, it's New Mexico, so a lot of it is just a plateau, if we're being honest. We're using real weather. We don't need the IFR information because it's perfectly VFR. We're going to make sure to remain clear of the Albuquerque Clash Charlie, remain clear of the restricted areas, all things like that. The rear world CTAF happens to be 122.8 at Truth and Consequences. The Virtue to say Flying Club, of course, has the approval to do Real World CTAF for any time we're doing events. It just also happens tonight that the Real World CTAF tonight is the VATSIM Unicom 122.8, so that's just a coincidence thing. And we're going to be prompt on our briefing starting at 7:45. That's about 8 minutes from now. So welcome on in. Pretty easy brief tonight, just an old school group flight. Flying Club,
Hello,
when
everybody.
it first started, was essentially just a lot of big group flights like this, going point to point in a conga line, and that's what we're doing tonight. So going a little bit old school with the event tonight. Pretty simple, straightforward event, like the old days, and I'll be leading the pack tonight. Also, kind of like the old days, so just to kind of give you a heads up on how that's going. Let's see, I want... That's all good. Okay. I guess I can put in my direct to, just for reference, I'm going to put in direct to Double Eagle, KAEG, Alpha Echo Golf, which I've been to in real life once, just for, I think we're dropping off passengers. We didn't stay. Dropped off passengers.
Tracer consequences traffic. Cessna 152, 423 Charlie Lima. Departing runway 19, VFR to the north.
So we have a couple guys, it looks like, that are leaving a bit early, which is alright. But I'll be leading the main pack tonight. $18 already in the Flying Club for the briefing. It's going to be a pretty well-attended event tonight, chat. Which makes me happy, because it's the last one I'm going to be able to participate in this year. We're going to have a good one tonight. Welcome on in, everybody. We're about 5 minutes off, a little over 5 minutes off from the briefing. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming in today. Looking forward to a nice group flight. I know there's a couple of, I think there's a couple of you guys that are departing on a little bit on the early side tonight, which is okay. If you do have a time constraint, I understand. But for everyone that's going to be in the main group, we're going to do this a little bit like the old school, where I'm actually going to lead the pack for the group flight, kind of like we used to do at the start of the Flying Club way back in 2019, 2020. But I'll talk more about that here in a few minutes.
Yeah, Mike, and I'm actually gonna, since I'm in a jet, the Vision jet, I'm just gonna get out of here a little early just so I'm not in the way with you guys. And
that's all right. There's 2 or 3 of you, I think, that are departing out just a little bit early, I think, for time constraints or whatever, but that's fine. But for the main group, I'll be leading the pack.
Cool.
Truth consequences traffic, Voyager 413 is departing runway 13, be a part of the north. Truth consequences.
What do you guys think of the new alternate logo for the club before we get started here? I think Eric put in a lot of work making that, so I think it came out very nice.
I think it looks great.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah,
Great.
looks great to me.
It's tough for me to want to replace the original logo because I really appreciate what Andrew Evans did for creating the original logo and it become our brand, but I think it's nice that we do actually have this alternate logo now, and it is more of like a patch shape. I think it'll probably look maybe a little bit better on like future hats or stickers or things like that. So that's something I'm gonna work on down the line when I have a little bit more money to throw around to contribute to the club. But yeah, I think everyone make sure to thank Eric for that when you get the time, whether you just private message him or otherwise, because he put in a lot of work into that and it came out great. We have a couple of Flying Club members that are departing a little bit early because they have time constraints, which is fine. I will be leading the pack, though, the main pack. But we're looking at 20 plus now. It's going to be a very well attended event tonight. And we're going to get started here soon, chat. I know I started my stream early. I wanted to talk about what my busy month coming up was going to be and all that, so we're almost ready to get going here. If anybody in here hasn't already read the message in the temporary Black Friday special channel, please go and read that message before I start the briefing, and just acknowledge it as well if you haven't done so already. That's going to be important for getting the attendance and also getting the for the Virtue Safe Flying Club hat giveaway. It's going to be important. And if you already have the hat, make sure you put "have hat" when you make your post. Obviously, all my admins should have a hat already, so I'm not giving you another one, I'm sorry. And if you've already gotten one from me in the past for one reason or another, just make sure to let me know so that someone new can receive a hat tonight in the giveaway. One more minute, chat, and we'll go through this briefing. Here it comes. Alright guys, it is 7:45 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for coming in today. Let's go ahead and get started with the briefing. This is a pretty easy briefing. We haven't really done a lot of pure group flights in a while. I know there was, I think, one maybe like a month and a half or 2 months ago, but we've been doing a lot of fly-ins, a lot of crossfires. This is the, you know, these pure group flights where we go from point to point kind of all on a conga line was the bread and butter of the flying club when it first started back in 2019 and 2020. So it's nice that we get back to these from time to time, just kind of to get back to our roots. It is really cool, obviously, to be able to see that conga line be strong on the network, whether it's through VATSIM or however you monitor it. And of course, we're going to be supplementing the Albuquerque event tonight to kind of give them a little bit of a VFR look and give them some additional traffic for the FNO tonight as well. So I thought it was important not only to join them, but to do a nice little group flight tonight. It's called the Black Friday Special because it is Black Friday. There's not a whole lot that matters for Black Friday in this area as far as I know in New Mexico. I originally thought maybe we would do the event up near to like the Mall of America in Minnesota, but when I saw there was an event in Albuquerque, I couldn't pass up the opportunity. If you're looking at my screen that I'm sharing here, this is kind of the idea. Should be perfectly VFR tonight. Maybe a little overcast, but definitely VFR, so we should all be filing VFR flight plans, flying in VFR. We're going to take off of runway 13 out of Truth or Consequences, make like a modified left crosswind, left downwind almost, join up on the Rio Grande River, and kind of just follow the river and highway here. I think this is like a Route 25 is this highway. And we're just going to follow it up until we get close to the Albuquerque Charlie. Because they've got the major event going on tonight, we're not going to mess around and try and fly into the Class Charlie tonight. So we'll skirt the Charlie to the west, go into Double Eagle. I'm hoping that maybe they'll have a tower controller come on for Double Eagle for the Delta. If not, then we will have to unfortunately bother Albuquerque approach going in there, since they'll be the controlling body for ATC there. But otherwise, it's pretty simple. I also ask that you stay west of the restricted areas, even though technically on VATSIM they're cold. We'll pretend they're hot. So let's stay west of that, kind of follow the river and the highway there up until we get close to the Charlie, skirt around, and get up to Double Eagle. I plan on going at 9,500 feet, but you can use any appropriate VFR altitude. We're going, technically it's slightly east, so it's going to be an odd altitude tonight for VFR, so 75, 95, 11.5, 13.5, depends on the type of aircraft you're flying, how high you want to go. tonight. Couple of the big points. In terms of ATC, if you do want to pick up flight following, obviously there's no air traffic control at Truth and Consequences. CTAF frequency, real world happens to be 122.8, go figure. So we'll be on 122.8 tonight for the CTAF out of Truth and Consequences. But if you want to pick up flight following after you depart, the Albuquerque Center, it's Albuquerque 15 Center, so that's 127.85. That would be the guy you'd want to pick up the flight following with. He would be covering us out of Truth and Consequences. I messaged him and said, hey, we're going to have a group of like 20 out of here. Are we good to pick up flight following? And he said yes. He said he's willing to take it on. It is still voluntary, so it is up to you guys to decide whether or not you want to pick up the flight following this evening. But if you want to, Albuquerque Center, 27.85, says he's ready for it. At some point, you'll probably get handed off to Albuquerque Approach if you have that flight following. And if we eventually, hopefully, get a Double Eagle Tower, we'll be able to talk to him. If not, Albuquerque Approach is going to have to handle us into Double Eagle as well as all of the arrivals that he's got going to Albuquerque. So that would be... Let's put it this way, guys. Let's be very patient with ATC tonight because it's an event, it's an F&O. They're going to be very busy, both the center, the approach, especially if there's nobody on the tower for Double Eagle. Be patient, be calm, be concise, you know, on your game as best as you can. Obviously, we're not expecting perfection. Neither are the controllers, but you're going to hear them be quite busy tonight. So let's just, you know, take it in stride, go with the flow, do the best we can to kind of go with them on that. That's going to be the really big thing for the event tonight, is to kind of just go easy when it comes to being patient and things like that. Same thing for the departure out of Truth and Consequences. Just like the old school, I'm going to depart first, at least for myself. I know there were some guys that had to depart early, and that's fine. But for the main group, I'm going to be leading the pack here in my M500. I'll be able to go pretty quick in this thing, about 180 knots true airspeed or greater. So I should be able to lead the pack very well. If you are flying a slower aircraft like a Cessna 152, Cherokee, or 152 even, try and lag towards the back of the line. Just be patient for the departure since you are going to be slower, because the idea is we want to try and stay in one continuous conga line without any overtaking if possible, but if not too much, we'll try and limit the overtaking as much as practical this evening. So if you know you're flying something a little bit slower, please hang towards the back of the line for departure from the main group here. Either John or Brant, if you guys could do me a favor and just handle the guys that are in the waiting room real quick and take a look at that while I'm working on the briefing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Yep.
Thank you. Other than that, it's a pretty straightforward event, guys. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, Mike, could you please repeat what you said about when we are landing at Double Eagle? What frequency are we probably going to be talking to? And
so right now at Double Eagle, there is no tower online. So Albuquerque Approach on 127.4 would be covering Double Eagle. If you wanted to pick up flight following immediately out of Truth and Consequences, it's the center 127.85. But 127.4, that Albuquerque Approach controller, is technically the one that's controlling Double Eagle right now if a tower controller doesn't come online specifically for Double Eagle. So yeah, that would be the frequencies that we're worried about tonight at the moment. Other than, of course, 122.8 departing out of Truth and Consequences.
So just to add to that, I'm already on the Albuquerque Approach frequency. And like Mike said, just to reiterate, it is busy. It is an F&O. There's one controller. So make sure you're listening before you call on the radio. Don't step on other people. Just after transmission, I usually give it a second or two and then try to key up. So just patience is the name of the game because it is busy.
I did give Albuquerque warning that we were going to have this group flight tonight on top of their event, so I'm hoping and praying that they get someone to go on a Double Eagle Tower. But because it is a Class Delta, you do need permission or not necessarily permission, but you do need to have two-way radio communication with the controller to enter the airspace. So there could be a lot of us that end up circling around waiting outside the Delta for the approach controller to have the time to handle us to get in there. So it's really important that we are patient tonight in terms of getting into Double Eagle if we don't have someone that specifically gets onto Double Eagle Tower by the time we all get there. Because because it is an F&O. It's going to be a busy event. So it's going to be a little bit of an extra wrinkle, maybe a little bit of an extra challenge for us tonight as a whole for the club to kind of mitigate and handle that, because we're going to be throwing quite a load on the controllers this evening. So patience is going to be the name of the game. Don't get frustrated. Plan on being ready to hold outside of the Delta if you need to. Try not to hit anyone, of course, and we'll do the best we can. Any other specific questions?
Mike, only one more question. If Albuquerque approach goes away, then do we just do the CTAF at Double Eagle?
If we somehow lose all air traffic control, then it would be the CTAF at Double Eagle, but I doubt that because it's an event, and the event's going on well beyond when we're supposed to land. So there should be someone either on approach or even center. Hopefully someone will get on the tower over there, but there's going to be ATC one way or the other when we get to Double Eagle tonight.
And typically, do we kind of contact them like 20 miles out of the Delta airspace?
Yeah,
or?
so if you're not going to pick up the flight following, you would want to try and get a hold of them about 15 miles out. You have to get a hold of them just before you enter the airspace at all, which is about 5 miles in diameter. But yeah, about 15 miles out is when you would want to try and establish that contact to be able to get in to the airspace.
And do they kind of get you one by one to land? Is that the procedure?
Mike, what
Oh, they
day is
can
it, Mike?
handle it just like the tower controller would. You get us in a line if they can. It depends on how busy the controller is, though.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Good Fixes, thank you for the resubscription. 30 months, that's pretty impressive. Alright, so here's the deal. Like old school, aside from the guys that had to take off a little bit early, give me a second. I will be the first one to depart, so you're going to wait for November 124 Mike Charlie to call for the taxi here at Truth or Consequences, and then depart. I'll lead the conga line. I'm going to pretty much be the Pathfinder. We're going to see, even though we got a couple of guys, Grant technically the Pathfinder, but in terms of the larger group, I'm going to be the Pathfinder tonight to kind of see what we got going on up ahead so that I can give you guys a warning of how it's going to be. So just bear with me here for about 2 minutes while I get taxied and taken off, and then again, if you're flying a slower aircraft, please kind of lag towards the back of the line for the departure this evening, and I appreciate your patience. But otherwise, any last second questions before we get started here?
Yeah, Mike, apologies. I have one more question.
You know what?
If the approach controller somehow, because I keep him coming in and going out, if he is not there, then do we need to contact the center, Albuquerque Center?
Yeah, if the approach controller disappears, then it'll be one of the centers. I don't know which ones specifically, but that's something, because I'll be at the head of the pack, if that's something that does happen, I will let everyone know what's going on.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Alright, let me go ahead and get this conga line started. Alright, chat, let's do this. I'm just going to do the couple things that I know I need to do. Truth and Consequences traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie taxi, runway 13, Truth and Consequences.
Truth and Consequences traffic, Nora 247 Victor Delta, taxi runway 13, Truth and Consequences.
And by the way, guys, for those that weren't here earlier, this is going to be the last Virtue Say Flying Club event that I'll be able to participate in the rest of this year, just because of how busy I am about to be for pretty much the rest of the year with work. So I appreciate you guys being here, I really do.
Hey Mike, I just noticed you filed IFR on your VATSIM plan. Is that what we're doing?
No, it should be VFR, so that's a mistake on my end. Thank you for pointing that out. Whichever admin approved November 174 Zulu's Yankee. First of all, welcome to the Discord. Can you put their name in correctly? Because I just see the call sign, so whoever did that didn't change their name. John or Grant.
Yeah, no, it's me, and I'm working on it right now. It's not.
Thank you. Truth and consequences traffic. November 124 Mike Charlie, Meridian departing runway 13. It'll be a left crosswind departure going towards the northeast. Truth and consequences.
I know that guy. He's one of the ones that watches my stream.
Truth and consequences traffic. Number 341 Sierra Whiskey DC3 taxi runway 13. Truth and consequences.
I'm not sure why the audio was cutting out like that, chat, but I apologize for your ears. Almost forgot to do this. Rotate.
Truth and consequences are expressing Delta lining up runway 13.
Go ahead and get the autopilot yaw damper on quick here. The airplane kind of did my thing for me while I focus up. Gear up.
Are people lining up 1-3 to get better visibility of the departing traffic?
Sometimes how it works.
Go ahead and do our 90-degree turn to the left, and then we'll just kind of join up on the river. Truth consequences traffic, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie's in the crosswind departing the area to the northeast.
Yeah, because I see so many people who think that they need to line up first. On an uncontrolled field, no you don't. If you're ready to go, if it's clear to go, then go.
Go ahead and turn to join the river.
Take up runway 13 left crossing departure. Truth and consequences.
Clicked it by accident.
Truth and consequences traffic from Comanche Charlie Golf Romeo Sierra taxiing to runway 13. Truth and consequences.
Alright, we are on the move. Go ahead and call for flight following here. Albuquerque Center, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie.
November 124 Mike Charlie, Albuquerque.
Yeah, Albuquerque Center, Meridian 124 Mike Charlie. About 2 miles to the east of Truth and Consequences, 7,700 climbing VFR 9,500. I'd like to pick up VFR flight following to Double Eagle.
November 124 Mike Charlie, squawk 4342.
4342 for Mike Charlie.
American 1569, cleared to direct to driver.
Albuquerque Center, Southwest 538, requesting descent.
Southwest 538. I'm working on it, device. Southwest 538, contact Albuquerque Center, 128.45.
2845, Southwest 538, thanks.
And Albuquerque Center, good evening and happy Thanksgiving to you. Southwest 1933, level 360. Southwest 1933, Albuquerque Center, roger. November 278, Romeo Sierra, descend via the west code 1 arrival, runway 22,
See what kind of power setting we're going to need here for our cruise.
29905, descend via the west code landing, runway 22.
A little lower than this airplane used to cruising, that's for sure. You guys see what mountains with the golden hour going, that's a beautiful picture right there. Very nice. Not going to need much power to maintain our maximum cruise speed tonight. We can go ahead and turn this to auto. Landing light, we'll keep the landing eye on since we're going to be low. Turn the taxi light off.
County 519 vector for sequence, turn 20 degrees left.
20 left for United 519.
Not too loud when you get the power this far back for the cruise speed. Look at that beautiful sunset we got going off to our left. This sim is very pretty. No denying that.
Albuquerque Center, America 400, 370.
American 400, Albuquerque Center, Roger.
Southwest 4014, my direct that me at 50320.
Southwest 4014, Albuquerque Center, Roger. Break United 631 to set and maintain flight 29 airship.
Timid Depot 290, United 631.
November 124 by Charlie Trader, contact maintain VFR Albuquerque altimeter 2995.
Meridian 124 Mike Charlie, thank you.
American 1569, clear to direct driver. United 519, clear to direct driver.
Direct driver, United 519.
I mean, you're not taking off 13, Chris. It's the only paved runway that makes sense with the wind 190. Unless you're taking out, you can take off the grass too. That's your prerogative.
Guys, I'm about to land at Double Eagle. He gave me runway 4. Also be advised though that we're going to be coming in right through or underneath an approach path. So personally, I would keep it pretty low. Like I came in at about 7,500, and just to keep the controller's life a little easier, if you come in kind of low, once you get about 20 miles out, start to get down.
I'm also
just so that we're out of the, out of the way of the arrivals.
Talking to Center, trying to convince him to get someone to get onto Double Eagle Tower.
November 124 by Charlie, the next sector, side
I
able
just
flight
took a
following
look at the latest wind.
VFR frequency change approved.
Alright, it's VFR frequency change approved for Mike Charlie, and hopefully you can get someone on Double Eagle.
Wind 200 at 19er, gust 28.
Perfecto. For Mike Charlie, have a good night. Center's saying someone's going to be getting onto Double Eagle in about 5 minutes.
3280, yes, showing it.
The center controller also alerted me that he's not going to be able to accept flight following because he's gotten too busy. So everyone plan on not having flight following, and we should hopefully have Double Eagle Tower open soon. So that would then, in that case, that would be the only frequency you need is Double Eagle Tower, since we're not going to be able to get the flight following.
Sounds good to me.
So let's hope that someone does come on here shortly.
2344, contact Albuquerque Center, 128.45.
Yeah, the thing is, this is a near direct crosswind over 15 knots, so beyond limits.
take off out of... You can use the grass then, man. Stop it.
Have to.
Makes it more entertaining, I guess.
United 17 at 98, same Mach number.
At 1798, doing .78.
United 1798, maintain Mach 0.77.
0.77, yeah.
I was hoping you'd be distracted enough that I could fix that Discord theme thing before you notice. Yeah, I'm keen when it comes to the Discord, man. You know that. I'm on my game when it comes to the Discord. See how busy Albuquerque approach is here.
Voyager 413, the wind 360 at 6, runway 4, clear line. Clear line runway 4, thank you.
And again, it's going to be runway 4 at W, guys. Runway 4.
Level 10,000.
Hopefully we'll get this tower control.
Jedi 69, we need clearance for the RNP or we need a vector?
Say again?
Jedi 69.
Runway 4 at Double Eagle. Hopefully we'll get this tower
I'm gonna
controller
have to keep
soon.
you delaying vectors. Left heading 090, come back to 10 if you can.
Alright, left heading 090, confirm?
Right, there's some things that are causing my
sorry, left heading
audio to be
270, come back to speed 180.
Heading 270, speed 180, and we're maintaining 10,000, Jedi 69.
Correction.
I do actually
Mountain 4110, intercept the runway 8 localizer.
Okay, intercept the runway 8 localizer, Mountain 4110.
Air Canada 455, turn left heading 100 to intercept the runway 8 localizer.
Left 100, intercept the localizer for runway 8, Air Canada 455.
Departure November 115 Alpha, November 10,800, climbing
the tower.
5 Alpha November, climb maintain flight level 200 at your radar contact.
Really pissed me off.
Climb maintain flight level 2005 Alpha November. Okay, Pilot Club E97, sorry for all the vectors. Left 270 will get you in sequence for the ILS runway 8.
270, as long as you need Pilot Club 897.
American 691, same for you.
We're
Right
not having
turn
this discussion right now.
270, vectors for the
I'm
ILS
already
runway 8
pissed
approach.
off as it is, so we're not going down that road
runway
tonight.
8, American 691. Thank you.
I am going into such a big
Approach
sports
Alaska
depression
1007
again
with you,
for
1000.
another freaking year. We don't need to go down that road.
Okay, who's with me at 1000?
Alaska 2507.
Alaska, I don't, oh there you are. Alright, delaying vectors, reduce speed 180 knots, turn left heading 050.
180, left 050, Alaska 2507.
West 4423, turn left heading 170, 10,000. Make your altitude 10,000.
Left 170, 10,000.
Empire 8812, left heading 150 down to 10,000.
Left 150, 10,000.
Mountain 4110, you're cleared the ILS runway 8 approach.
Beautiful
Stay
sunset.
cleared, ILS runway 8 approach, Mountain 4110.
Approving departure, flight level 68610,000, running out of the ice.
Alright, Continental 1017 with me.
I was just going to call it, got now 1017, passing through 8.5.
Alright, 1017, climb maintain flight level 200.
Flight level 200, 1017.
5 Alpha November,
I do think my
contact,
headset is
actually
starting to
I
go,
get
Chad.
them to hand off.
Fudge.
United 212's at 20,000.
Fudge, man. Might need a new headset.
Okay,
Problem
5
for the
Alpha
new year.
November,
Since this is probably my last stream of the year anyway.
Center 132.8.
3285 Alpha November, so long.
Albuquerque approach, good evening. Allegiant 406, 14,700, descending via Burrito 1 with Lima. Alright, who is the last one calling?
Legion 406,
Grant, don't forget to put the
14,400,
cabin
descending via
Grant,
burrito 1 with
Grant,
Lima.
Oh yeah,
we
K
already-
Legion, delaying vectors, right heading 180, descend and maintain 12,000, come back to 180.
180, 12,000 for Legion 406.
And 406, that's going to be vectors for the ILS runway approach.
Alright, vectors for the ILS runway 8 for Legion 406.
Pilot Club 697, 230. Pilot Club 897, fly heading 230.
Heading 230, Pilot Club 897.
Albuquerque approach, American 1202, 13,010 with Kilo.
Albuquerque approach, United 4461 checking in for vectors.
Yeah, we really need a double eagle tower to come online.
Empire
Otherwise, this approach guy is going to be
descend and maintain
he's going to be in a world of hurt.
Correct, yeah, 900,000.
9,000, 8812.
Albuquerque approach, it's American 1202 out of 12,000 for 10 on the Coulter 4 Kilo. Albuquerque approach out of here for American 1202.
Albuquerque approach, Air Canada 455, are we cleared for the approach into runway 8?
Air Canada 455, descend and maintain 8,000, intercept the runway 8 localizer, contact final on 126.3.
Descend to 8,000, intercept the ILS, and we're over to, I'm sorry, what was the frequency?
Contact Albuquerque, final approach 126.3.
126.3, Air Canada 455, thank you.
Alright, let's get this going. United 4461, right heading 030 to intercept, correction for the ILS runway 8 approach.
030 to intercept ILS 8 approach, United 4461, thanks.
Just trying to
Empire
do everything
approach 12
left to you is out of 150 south, and Coulter
runway
4
8
with
localizer.
Kilo.
Blocked.
We're going to go down to 7,500.
Albuquerque
since
approach
that's
out of
the
here for
altitude
American
staying out of the
1202.
way.
I hear you, fine.
Okay, Albuquerque approach, American 1202 is just out of 11,000, Coulter 4 with Kilo.
Alright, stand by, I'll get back to you.
And Empire 88 112, message was blocked.
8812, I want you to fly.
Double Eagle Tower
heading,
is online, 120.15.
100
Double Eagle
to
Tower is
intercept
online,
the runway 8 localizer.
120.15.
100,
There we go.
ILS runway 8, Empire 88 112.
Alright, Alaska.
That'll help, chat. Alright, if you're just joining the stream, thanks for coming in today. We are on our way. It just got really dark. We are on our way to Double Eagle. Just took off the Truth and Consequences Virtuous A Flying Club group flight tonight, supplementing the Albuquerque event. Thankfully, we just got the tower online. This is probably going to be my last stream of 2023 because I am going to be really busy from now until the new year. So, welcome in. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I apologize for the fact that this is probably going to be the last stream.
Double Eagle Tower, this is November 157.
It's just the way that it is with how busy I'm going to be in December with work and other things. So I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you guys watching the stream all throughout this year and the past years. I appreciate all the guys that are members of the Virtuous A Flying Club. It's always a pleasure to share my aviation knowledge and experience with you guys on Flight Sim and on the stream.
Yeah, it sounds like
Appreciate
Approach
you
is
being
not
here.
offering anything to you guys, which is fair considering the workload. So you can just continue and just report when you're established on file.
Okay, we'll continue and give you a call on short final for Center Charlie X-ray. Make sure the end time.
Just got home from filling dinner from the kids' bed, but if there's any left in line to join you later to load up, yeah, feel free to jump in and get fixins. I'm going to leave the attendance channel open for a while, and you already have a hat, so you're not really worried about that in terms of the drawing, necessarily. But I'll leave that attendance channel open for quite some time tonight, probably. I think we're going to go direct. I don't think terrain is going to be an issue if I go direct from here at 7,500 feet. Take a look at the Class Charlie airspace when we get a little bit closer, make sure we don't breach into that by accident. Starting to lose our daylight here. It's starting to become nighttime. I know that's a nice view with the little sunset in the mountains right there. Pretty. Very pretty. This is a healthy group flight that we got coming up tonight. Thank goodness Double Eagle signed on. That approach controller would have been in hell.
It would have been a tough night for him for sure, man. Looks like they got 2 on now, but still, good we got tower.
I had a little bit of view waste here, Chan. Pick up the speed a little bit. Also, the field elevation here is 5837, so we're at 7,500. We're really not going to need to descend too much to get to traffic pattern altitude. We're shaping up to go in, looks like on runway 4, which is probably just going to be a bit of almost like a straight in, I think.
That's the tailwind for everybody else. I'm at 9,500
or maybe
feet
just a slight right
with a 32-knot tailwind, 210 knots across the ground.
Man, I should go up. I'm at 7,500. I got 20 knots behind me.
I mean, it's working out pretty great for me. Just don't know my ground speed.
There was the 5-7 X-ray.
DC3.
Double Eagle carrier.
Everyone just also remember to, after you land at Double Eagle, to put yourself in for attendance and all that.
7 Charlie X-ray here.
I think I forgot to put that in the briefing. I apologize.
7 Charlie X-ray, just want to make sure you're still on my frequency. Make sure they're runway 4.
Say that again, Mike.
Yep, okay, straight.
Make sure once you land in Double Eagle to make sure you mark yourself for attendance in the Black Friday Special Attendance channel. That's also how you're going to be listed for the giveaway for the hat that I'm going to do later tonight for the Flying Club hat, for anyone that doesn't already have one.
Yeah, sounds good.
I forgot to mention that during the verbal briefing. There's a lot going on tonight.
It's a busy event.
On top of the fact that my Devils lost again today, I'm still fuming over that.
When one of these nights they got to put that shirt up for a raffle, man. That thing is so fly. That's the founder shirt. Only the founder gets the BUSA shirt.
That's correct. That's an exclusive. Sorry to disappoint.
Hey guys, I wasn't here for the verbal briefing. I just wanted to ask, is the unofficial route just following the river?
Yeah, pretty much just following the river or the highway. The Rio Grande River or Route 25 there. Until you get close to the Charlie, and then you want to kind of avoid the Clash Charlie to the west.
Yep.
Yeah, that's more or less the idea.
And then just contact Tower just before you enter the S-Bus?
Yep, I would say about 10 to 15 miles out you want to give Double Eagle Tower a call and let them know that you're inbound for the landing.
Yeah, roger, thanks.
And runway 4, 7 Charlie X-ray.
Getting dark out there. Getting spooky. Oh yeah, the sun's gone, but we're in darkness now. We're pretty low to the ground here too. 7,500.
Truth or Consequences was a mouthful, by the way, trying to do those calls. I mean, I love the name, it makes you think, right? But, boy.
It's crazy that they actually named a town that.
I didn't realize they named the town that. I gotta... This calls for some Wikipedia.
Yeah, I believe that's the full name of the town.
Population of 6,000. Oh, well, it looks like the locals just call it T or C. So we could have done T or C traffic, but only the locals knew that.
Just a heads up, the Double Eagle Tower controller just messaged me. I told you guys this already, but the approach controllers are too busy for any kind of flight following tonight. So the idea now is to just, assuming you're VFR, which everyone should be, I don't think we have any VFRs, it's just contacting Double Eagle Tower and avoiding the Clash Charlie, because the approach is too busy tonight. So just again, disregard the flight following at this point, approach is too busy. You're just taking off at the Truth or Consequences on the CTAF, and then you're contacting Double Eagle Tower, avoiding the Clash Charlie.
Yeah, I'm monitoring the approach control frequency. It's worth listening.
I mean, there's also a line of like 20, 25 of us, which is pretty impressive.
Oops, I just realized that I wasn't making my calls on Unicom. I had the frequency tuned in, but I forgot to change my mic over to mic 2 because that's what I had it in my G1000. Oops.
Welcome to Double Eagle. Turn right Alpha. Take that to the ramp 2.
Okay, right on Alpha to the ramp for 7 Charlie X-ray, thanks.
Double Eagle Tower, good evening. Meridian 124, Mike Charlie is about 13 miles to the south at 7,500 inbound for a full stop with Alpha.
Now 124, Mike Charlie, Double Eagle Tower. Can't quite see you yet. Continue.
For my Charlie. Only 10 out. I'm surprised you can't see me.
Plane 11 does not treat gravel nicely.
We are going to start slowing down a little bit here, though.
Yeah, the live weather also was not ideal. It was raining pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm in X-Plane 12, and I had lots of rain, and as I climbed up, my windshield started to ice over.
That's got to be that X-Plane glitch, because it should not be raining.
Yeah, it was raining hard, and I was getting icing as I climbed, so I had to nix the clouds.
Yeah, that's what. So I filed 9,500. I was at 9,500. Then the icing started, and I was like, nope, we're going down. But yeah, at the X-Plane live weather tonight was definitely not correct. I had to like sit up and look real close at my screen trying to taxi around at Truth or Consequences, making sure I'm going the right way. It was raining so hard.
Right base,
yeah, that was pretty heavy shower.
I'm calling it TRC from now on.
You guys can expect the right base to runway 4, and the controller's probably really actually only picking us up about 10 miles out, so you guys can make the call about 10 miles out.
A firm?
Yeah, it's probably one of those towers without any radar.
I'm sure it is.
I got to work one of those recently. That was interesting.
Gear.
I didn't know VATSIM simulated whether the airport had radar or not. That's interesting.
Do now with CRC.
Yeah, I was at an airport, just a base out in the middle of nowhere for an event.
I mean, that's cool. Sounds like a either a curse or a blessing, but it's cool that it's simulated at that depth.
You know, you gotta have everyone, report their position and stuff.
There's the airport. If you guys want to start putting a landing rate guess in the chat, now would be the time to do so. I've got lots of running, so positive or negative number doesn't matter. You do not need the exclamation point predict. Although Kenny Monster is busy tonight, he told me, so he wasn't going to be here. But landing rate guesses, make the call that you want to make. Now is the time. And for my Charlie's turning final for runway 4.
For my Charlie, wind 3606 for my 4 clear to land.
Runway 4 clear to land, Meridian 4 my Charlie. I think I got about 20 to 25 more coming in behind me, so you'll have fun tonight.
They said, please somebody get on Double Eagle Tower.
Yeah, we've been coming in pretty good numbers lately.
USA Flying Club.
Confirm. And last call, landing rate guesses if you want to put a number in chat. Right now, Good Fixins is all alone. Iowa Scotsman, thank you for coming in today. I know you're flying with us as well this evening. It's a massive group flight tonight. Very impressed with the numbers lately for the flying club. Very well lit runway. Oh, you know what? I think no, my landing lights are on. Yeah, they're on. Okay, we're in for a second. Oh, we're gonna float. Good thing it's a long runway. Okay, floaty.
Do we know what frequency we contact when we get closer to
Tower.
Eagle Airport.
Double Eagle Tower, 20.15.
Oh boy, I said that on Unicom instead of I get my keybinds mixed up. Yeah, 20.15.
I think I double tapped there.
Farmers Charlie, welcome to Double Eagle. Exit left, take Alpha straight into the ramp. We'll do.
Left and Alpha to the ramp for Meridian 124 Mike Charlie. Good luck with the rest of my friends this evening. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, sir.
Minus 54 was the landing rate, so that makes Iowa Scotsman the winner on that one. Here's the proof. If I can get my mouse to stop freaking out. There you go. Welcome to Double Eagle. There's a bunch of checklists I'm supposed to be doing that I'm not doing currently. Come park next to whoever this is right here. Try not to run into them. Cut that one a little close, huh? Alright, we'll go. Parking brake is on. Let me run through these checklists off screen real quick to make sure I don't screw anything up.
Oh man, crashed to desktop. That hasn't happened in a
while.
Oh. I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
That sucks.
It's fine. It's a pretty short flight. I'll start over.
Could see all the aircraft approaching into Albuquerque, I believe, right over there, chat. Look at that. Alright, that does it. Easy, short.
Mike, you said to contact tower when you're about 10 miles out, or did I hear wrong?
10 miles, yep. That's it for me, chat. Easy, short stream. Last stream, most likely of 2023. I'm sorry that it's as brief as it is in terms of the flight. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Thank you, Good Fixins, Kurt Deasy, and Melvin Leroy for the subscriptions. Thank you for everyone that watched, participated, donated, subscribed, threw in some bits for the entirety of 2023. If I can sneak a stream in December, I will. If I can find the time to do it. So, you know, there is still that possibility. But otherwise, I appreciate everyone that supports the stream, supports the flying club, joins in on events, and just appreciates flight sim and general aviation in general. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. If you're flying in the event, I hope you have a nice safe landing at Double Eagle. Be nice to the tower controller. He was nice to get on for us. From myself, from the flying club, thank you for a great year. Again, if I don't stream again in 2023, thank you. Thank you so much for a great year of Flight Sim streams, for being a part of the channel. I appreciate you guys very much from the bottom of my heart. thank you. If I can stream in December, I will. But until then, have a good night. Let's go ahead and get a raid going here. Our good buddy STW222 is flying in for the event as well. We're going to hand it off to him. So let me get that set up. There we go. Enjoy the rest of your year, guys. If I don't see you again, have a good night.